Peace. Good morning, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. 2 minutes late, but it's okay. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, but it's okay. Not really, but really. Yeah. Good morning to you. Today is Wednesday. Man, it's already mid-month. Middle of the week. Good morning to you. Today is July the 13th. It's almost the 15th of July. So all of y'all that love payday, it's coming. It's around the corner. So if you need it, you got it. If you want it, it's coming. It's here for you. But what are you going to do with it? But anyway, good morning. I'm glad that you're able to see me as I'm able to see you. We're on the right side of the dirt. So because we're on the right side of the dirt, we're able to live and understand how life is important to us. Peace. Good morning, Miss Latricia. But everybody that's watching right now, I would say today is your day. I would say today is your day. This moment right now that we share in this digital space, today is your day, and this moment is your moment. So today we're going to be talking about something that's very interesting. Developed, not discovered. So today is my day 3 of my fast. Peace. Good morning. Today is my day 3 of my fast. When I tell you this fast is trying, it really is. So doing a 10-day fast, absolute fast. So there's nothing but water. See, there's nothing but water. There's no food at all for 10 days, and I'm only on day 3. And yesterday, the first day, my focus was being still, just being still and being present in the moment. Yesterday, my focus was reading, and today's my focus is reading again. So if you ever done a fast, you have to find what your reasons are, what your purpose is, and live out those purposes throughout the entire time. So 10 days. So I will walk you through my journey throughout these next 10 days. So the book that I'm reading right now that I started is by John Maxwell. It's called Wisdom of Leadership. So that's what I'm reading right now to put myself in a different headspace. So you'll probably see a little bit of growth as I'm, as I speak and bring things out. So you might see my journey. Well, you will see my journey as it goes on. So, so where this came from, I was reading in this book, and the passage that John Maxwell said was, "Leadership is developed, not discovered." And I just stopped on that page, and I was like, "Wow, that's kind of deep." Especially for those that are in leadership position or those who have been in leadership position, especially those who are military. That's pretty much all I know as far as military goes. But being in a leadership position, it is something that is developed and not discovered. And I say that because you can discover potential, but you develop that style of leadership. So I'm going to say it again. You can discover your potential. Like you can see in your child, my child has potential. He can be a leader or she can be a leader one day because I see it. Only a strong person can understand the power of people. A strong person will understand the power of people, and they know how to empower people's purpose and put them in the right position. Well, that's a lot of P's. Put other people's purpose and put them in position to empower their passion. And because you understand and you have discovered what your purpose is, now it is time for you to develop it. Now it is time for you to design it. And when you look at where it is, then that gives you the power and the ability to redesign it in any moment, learning and knowing how to course correct, learning and knowing how to pivot, because you know in your present moment where you are and what you're doing with it. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So make sure you take this live and share it on your news feed or share it inside of a group, because I know somebody is going to be touched or tap into their true abilities as well. So for those that may be new to the platform, you will always get the words and the definition of the words. And then we're going to invert those words and allow us as a group to repurpose it, and give it new potential. So as we begin to go into develop, as you see, it says the definition again, everything that I'm showing you is something that you can go research for yourself. And whatever resonates with you, go ahead and put it inside the chat, because the thing that resonates with you, someone who watches it on the replay, because not everybody's going to get up at 7:30 in the morning, but for those that do, and for those that don't, put it in there, because as they watch the replay, they're able to tap into the energy that you put into the room as well. So the definition of develop is grow or cause to grow and become more mature, advance, or elaborate. To grow or cause to grow and become more mature, advance, or elaborate. So the inversion on this is white over red, which it says to grow or cause to grow. So in order for something to grow, you have to begin to what? You have to plan it, like mentally and physically too. In order for something to grow, you have to plant it, whether it is a physical seed into the ground, but you have to discover the ground is a fertile ground that you're putting it in, because you don't just want to get um any old flower. You get a flower pot and any old dirt to put inside your flower pot. That dirt is not fertile dirt, so you're not going to just put it. You got to discover: do I have the proper dirt to put in here, or am I planting the proper seeds? So as I plant those proper seeds, I have to develop it. I have to ensure that it's getting the proper sunlight. I have to ensure that it's getting the proper water, or getting the proper nutrients in order for it to grow to its highest potential. So then let's talk about discover. Discovered is said it to find something or someone, to find unexpectedly, or in the course of search. So the inversion on this is red over white, which is find in the course of. So what have you been looking for? That's a personal question, or you can open it and put that answer out in the open. Like, I've been trying to discover who I am, or I've been trying to discover what my next the next thing that I want to do, or I've been trying to discover what my gift is, or I've been trying to discover my why, whatever that is. You discover those things. And as you see in the word discover, you see a conjunction. You see dis and you see cover. So dis is the ability to subtract itself in order for it to be like discontinue. That means you no longer is a part of that thing. So covered, that means because you discover something, that means you have uncovered the potential that it was already within inside of you. So because you have uncovered the potential, then you begin to discover and begin to develop what it is that you have begun to design and or redesign. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Develop, discover, because I think sometimes we get so we put ourselves in positions that we don't have to be in, because we try so hard to do something that we want to do. But when you look at the things that you want to do, are you supposed to be doing it? So it is discover and not discover. So taking this quick deep dive um, into my discovery of into this fast, um, I had to discover, like, you in this fast, yes, is physical as well as mental and spiritual, but in this fast, I have to discover the things that I want to do. Meaning, like, if yesterday and today is reading, I've discovered while I'm reading, I've discovered this passage. But now, while I read this passage, I had to develop it and to see how how that passage actually suits me and where I am right now in this present moment. I didn't have to fight for it. I didn't have to um, put myself in a wild situation for it, but I had to put myself in that space and put myself in that moment to discover it. So therefore, I am searching for it with the intention to draw something from it. How many of us have ever put ourselves in bad situations because we put our hand on it, or because we force something to happen? And because you force something to happen, it never fully developed. And that's when you understand that, am I discovering the who that I am right now? And because I've discovered the who that I am in reading this passage, developed and not discovered, that means I am learning how to purpose my pain. So, because especially when you're fasting, you get hunger pains. You start smelling things that don't even be in the room. You'll be like, oh man, I smell cookies, but there's nothing in the room that is being baked, or there's nothing in the room that you've bought that resembles cookies. But when you repurpose your pain, then I said, okay, I'm gonna repurpose my pain. I'm a hunger pain, so I'm gonna drink this water. I'm gonna go ahead and read this book. I'm repurposing the pain, and as I begin to repurpose the pain, I begin to develop different things and different measures on how that my purpose of fasting has really allowed me to begin to redesign the who that I am mentally, spiritually, and psychologically. So for those who fall in the line of pain, what do you do when you have discovered the pain? Because that's when your resiliency set in. Because I have felt pain before, I can identify pain when I see it, or I can identify pain when I feel it. But what you do when pain happens, or what you do when pain arises, or what you do when you stare pain in the face again, has only begun to process through your development. That means I can do it over again because I can take that pain and repurpose it. I can take that pain and put it into a book. I can take that pain and develop it into a poem. I can take that pain and redesign it so I can now speak to someone who has been a battered wife or a battered husband, or someone who has gone through the family trauma. I can repurpose that. I can repurpose it and put it into the develop to where I am making someone else stronger because I have expressed my experience. So that's repurposing that pain in that moment. So now, after you have done that, you're beginning to build your mental strength, because mental strength is the development of the mind. That is something that is developed and not discovered. You can discover your not so happy moments, but you can develop that mental strength to say, you know what? I know how to keep my fears controlled. I know how to build and develop my level of resiliency. So now when I see this thing again, when I feel the anxieties coming upon me again, because anxiety is nothing but and implode in your emotions. So now when you have the ability to level out that fear and control that fear, you're building that mental strength. That creates the endurance, because mental strength takes practice. It takes practice. Can you do it again? I'm afraid, but can you take that fear and develop what your strengths are? Can you take that fear and repurpose what that fear has brought to your life? So now you're developing that mental strength to say, not today. Today is not today to do it, because I've practiced this before. I practiced sitting down and being patient and being quiet. I've practiced what it is for me to fast. I've practiced what it is for me to express myself. So that mental strength comes through practice, because because it's something that you do over and over again. The development of your mental and strength will then kick in. It's just like working out. You have mental strength. I mean, you have strength and endurance. Strength is having the ability to lift yourself out of that situation. But the endurance comes in when you're able to do it over and over again, because you have acknowledged what needs to happen and what needs to take place. So now after you begin to develop that mental strength, when your transformation comes, your transformation is developed, because transformation is only developed after we discover our inner convictions. I'm going to say that again. Your transformation is only developed after we have discovered our inner convictions, because why you do what you do. When you ask yourself, why do I do what I do? And when you ask yourself why you do what you do, after that, you begin to discover your why and why you're doing it. Because without conviction, there will never be any transformation. Because when you have discovered your conviction, you begin to develop what the transformation for you is going to look like. Without conviction, there will be no correction. Without the discovery of your inner convictions, there will be no inner development or any type of transformation. But trust me, you can count on that. Because if you want to transform yourself with the renewing of your mind, you have to go back inside of that headspace to know and to discover where in that moment or where in that instant did you feel this particular thing, in order for you to develop that muscle memory or to develop that next level of transformation. And the last thing that I want you guys to tap into is to tap into your own internal power of ethos. Now, for those who are prior service, you already know we always talked about ethos, in the military, but there's power in ethos. So what is ethos? Ethos is the characteristics or spirit of culture or era or community as it's manifest in our beliefs or aspirations. So when you understand that, what character are you developing into? So what character have you begun to redesign who you are? You have to discover that, because what culture have you developed in your home? So what ethos do you have within your home that everyone can tap into? Because if you don't have any ethos in your home, so then there is a strong disbelief, or there is a disconnect that happens in the home without empowering your ethos. Because remember, ethos is the character or the spirit of culture or things that you manifest based off of your beliefs. So understand that within your power of ethos, that is the system that you allow to empower you. So now the question is, does your inner or internal belief system, does it need to be updated? Does it need to be discovered? You can be empowered, but also know and understand that there is a development that takes place. And in that development, when those things take place, that's when you begin to tap into the who that you are. And I'm going to tell you, you got it. You got it. Develop it, because your gifts and your talents and your skills can be developed, but you have to discover it first. So once you have discovered your gift, what are you going to do about it? Once you have discovered the skill set that you possess, What are you going to do about it? You have to develop it. You have to empower it. You have to position it. You have to add purpose and passion to it. If you ever want to do something with the things that you have internally, develop it. All right. So, man, y'all be blessed. Tomorrow is day 4. Tomorrow is Thursday. But y'all be blessed right here at TBP. Wow, TBP. I'm just throwing a whole nother brand out there. But here at Consistency is Currency, your podcast, your morning podcast of choice. Y'all be blessed. Peace.